everyone. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to Homes, Hair, and How to Life. I'm Em, and today I'm going to be teaching you, or I guess not teaching, I'm going to be explaining to you how we transformed our living room. I'm going to put some before and after so you can decide if you want to watch this video. Unfortunately, it's already done, so I can't show you step by step how I did it, but I'm going to explain things as I go. So if that interests you, that's coming up next. Alrighty, so first of all, when we moved into our house, we had a lot of wallpaper. So that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about first. Wallpaper stinks, as I've said if you watched my intro video. It's no fun. It's very time consuming, and our whole house was covered in it. So we started with the living room. That was like the first thing that we tackled when we moved in. My dad rented us a wallpaper remover. It's like a steamer. I'll try to find a picture and I'll like put it somewhere so you can see kind of what it looks like, but that's what we used. It was difficult. I was lucky. Charlie and my dad did most of the wallpaper removal, and actually Charlie's mom helped a lot too. I cleaned the kitchen with my mom. We kind of tackled the kitchen, and the boys came in here and ripped down the wallpaper. It took us probably a good, I don't know, a good week probably to completely remove the wallpaper. And then after we removed it, it had this sticky kind of gluey film left from when you stick it to the wall. And then we had to get that off. So we had to sand our whole living room and dining room. I was part of that process. Not fun. My mom and I spent a whole day sanding. And then like this blue wall right here, since it's such a dark color, we had to sand it down a lot so that we couldn't see any of the like sticky stuff left. Like with the lighter colors, you don't really see that as much, but with the darker colors, you do. So my dad and I sanded this down to pretty much as far as it would go. So it was like super smooth, and then I painted. Yeah, I've painted our whole house by myself, not because Charlie, not by choice, by my choice, because I am wicked OCD. Charlie's good at pretty much everything but painting. I love you, Charlie. Not a good painter, but he does everything else amazingly, so it doesn't matter. So I've painted our whole house, which is fine. I enjoyed it, but I stopped painting for a while because I was so sick of it. I painted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms in like the first month that we moved in, and they're not small rooms, like they're all very large rooms. Anyways, that's besides the point. So I painted, and then one day, just kind of spur of the moment, I decided I didn't like the brick on our fireplace. I decided it was ugly. I didn't like it. I didn't like the red and brown tones. It didn't match with my vision in my head. So I looked online for probably a good week, and I had thought about just, it's called whitewashing it, and that's where you kind of like water down white paint and spread it with like a towel so that you still have some of the brick showing through, but it's white. And I decided I didn't like that look, so I did some more research, and I ended up finding a company called Brickanew. It's like brick hyphen A-N-E-W. Let me grab my water bottle. Hold on one second. So, yeah, a company called Brickanew. We paid $200 for the kit, and it did our whole fireplace. And I actually have, I don't remember if we ordered 2. I think we only ordered 1. So I have, sorry, everything's over here. I'm kind of looking at it. Yeah, so the whole kit covered our whole fireplace, and I've got pretty much all the bottles left on every single bottle. So it will cover a pretty good amount. I mean, if you have like a normal size fireplace like we do, it will cover it. So I'm gonna kind of take you step by step how I did that. So it took me a whole day. I started around like 8 o'clock, and I think I probably finished around 8 or 9 o'clock. So it was like 12 or 13 hours. But that's with like drying in between. So I started, first of all, obviously I taped off the walls because I didn't want to get my beautiful brand new walls all full of gray paint. So I chose the color called Misty Harbor, and that's like their gray version. They have a few different versions. They have like a cream colored version, a tan version, a gray version. I chose the gray version, which is called Misty Harbor, because our whole house is gray tones, so that went the best. So yeah, it's called Misty Harbor from Brick-A-New. It comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things of paint. They're all different. It comes with a little paint tray, a roller, a little dabbing sponge, and a paintbrush, I believe. If you go on their website, it'll tell you what the kit comes with, but I think that's everything that it came with. So I taped off everything. I put stuff over the carpet so I didn't get anything on the carpet. And then I went to town. I started with the base coat, which is the biggest bottle, because this is like, you paint every single inch of the fireplace with this, and then the other steps you don't use quite as much paint. So yeah, I started with the base coat, and it seems like this is super full, but I definitely used it. So I don't remember if they gave me like 2 base coats maybe. I don't remember, but this is like super full still. So yeah, so you paint the whole fireplace with the base coat. I used a paintbrush because it gets into the like little pores better, and it's time consuming, and you have to get it right, because if you don't get it all into the pores, you can still see the red of the brick shining through. So you have to like kind of jab it into the brick to get it all covered. Once you do that, you let that dry, and make sure you get it into like the grout and everything too. So like every single inch of the brick you get. I didn't paint our mantle. I probably should do that because it's a little dingy, but after you let that dry, you go in with, they call it the glaze. You take the sponge, and this is like, I did this back in December, it's July, so this was 7 months ago, so I'm just kind of going off my memory here, but you take the glaze with the little sponge that they give you, and you pour that into your little paint thing. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I ended up buying my own little paint container that you pour it into, because one isn't really enough. Like, you need multiples. You can't really mix the paint. So I got a new tray, is what it's called. I got a new paint tray, dumped a little bit of the glaze, and then I would take the sponge, dip it in the glaze, and then what you do is you want to get every single step on every brick, but not in the same way. And that was the tricky part for me, because like in my brain, I wanted every brick to look the same, but you can't do that because that's not how a real fireplace looks. So it would end up looking stupid and pointless. So you take and you dab a little bit on this brick, and then the next brick you do more, and then the next brick you do a little bit less, and you just like totally randomly dab onto these bricks. I did like a rule of, I think, 4s. So like one brick, I would do the whole brick pretty much, and then another brick I'd do like just 1 dab, and then another I'd do like 3 dabs. You kind of have to come up with your own system, but that's what I did, and it seemed to work pretty well for me. And then once I was done with that, I moved on to, they call it color number 1. I don't know why they call it the glaze. Like, I don't know why they don't just call it color number 1 and then, I don't know. But then I moved on to color number 1 and I did the same with that. They also give you a little rolly brush, and some of the bricks some of the colors I used the rolly brush, and some of them I reused the sponge. It really depends on the look you're going for. The sponge will give you a much more like ununiform, like random look, and the roller, obviously, it looks like you rolled it on because you did. So I think color number 1, if I remember correctly, I did the roller. And I did the same thing. I would roller the whole brick on one, and then the next one I'd do it like super light so that it only got like a few dots of the color, and you just totally randomly do it. And then color number 2, I did the same thing. I used the roller again, I believe, and I did the same thing. I did, and then like if I went heavy with color number 1 on one brick, I went light with color number 2 on that same brick, if that makes sense. Because you don't want like a load of colors on the same bricks. Like, you really want to make sure you mix it up. And then color number 3, I think I used the sponge again for the last one. And yeah, I just went through and like, see how this brick is like super dark? I just took a dark color and like made some of the bricks super dark so that they look like a natural fireplace. And I kept going back to the original picture of our fireplace before it was painted, because that can really help you decide like which bricks you want to make darker. So I would recommend taking a picture before you start this, because it'll help you. You can go back and see like, oh, that brick is a dark red, so I want it to be a dark gray when I paint it. But yeah, that's all I did for the bricks. And I mean, it is what you make it. So if you want it to look a certain way, you just make it look that way. Like, you don't have to do it the way that I did it. There's a lot of like tutorials on how to paint it on YouTube. So if you want to know like step by step, which I did because I didn't know what I was doing, you can find some of those videos. And I believe the packet that I got, they sent me with like a little DVD video, but I don't think I ended up watching it. I think I went on YouTube. But yeah, so that's how I did the fireplace. Super easy, time consuming, but easy. And it just like, it transformed our living room. I mean, every single person that walks into our house is like literally amazed by our fireplace. And they always think that I like paid someone to do it or spent a ton of money, and I'm like, yeah, it was $200 and I did it in a day. And people are shocked by that. Even like I babysat a friend's 5-year-old daughter, and she came upstairs and she's like, your house is so beautiful. And I was like, you're 5, like that's so funny that she thinks that. But yeah, so if you want to get compliments on your fireplace, I recommend painting it. That's what I did. So yeah, that's all that I did for the fireplace. It was super easy. Took down wallpaper, painted the walls. I bought a little rug from, I think I bought the one in the living room from TJ Maxx for like $50, I think. And I'll add in like a little video of the rug. I'll clean up all this stuff and take a video for you. This is our rug. And yeah, and our fireplace. All right, if you were wondering, the color that I used on the wall next to the fireplace, the dark blue, it is Clark & Kensington. I got this at our local hardware store. This is my favorite paint. Okay, I can't say it's my favorite because it's the only one I've ever used, but I don't want to use another paint because it's amazing. So I would highly recommend this stuff. It's just awesome. It has like really nice coverage. It's super easy to apply. You don't get like streaking. It's awesome. So Clark & Kensington, I always do eggshell on my walls. And then the color is called Passageway. So yeah, that's what it is. And it's like this pretty dark blue. All right, so now that you've seen the rug, yeah, we bought our couches at Big Lots pre-pandemic. So now if you try to buy a couch, you're probably not gonna get it for like a couple months. But actually, it took us a while to get our couches too. But I don't remember quite how much we paid for them, but it wasn't much. Like maybe, I don't know, $700 or $800. Like we didn't have any furniture for upstairs. Like I have my parents' old couches in the movie room in our basement, but they're red. They're like a maroon color, so like they wouldn't have gone up here, so we had to buy couches. But yeah, we bought those at Big Lots. I bought some throw pillows at TJ Maxx, some throw blankets to go over the back of the couch that matched the room. We bought our TV stand on Amazon, I think for like $150. And I love this thing. It's so cute, and you can see it in like the video in the beginning. It's super cute. But yeah, and then a little later down the road, I asked Charlie to hang the curtains for me because I really wanted curtains in this room. We have gorgeous, I'll show you. Don't mind my mess on the table. We have gorgeous windows, like huge windows. And they looked so bare without curtains. And I know some people hate curtains, like my mom hates curtains. I adore them. I think they're amazing. So he hung those. This curtain rod was so hard to find because our windows are so huge that no normal curtain rod would fit our windows. So we had to go on Amazon and order that one. I don't think it was that expensive. I think it was like $50, but that was the only one that we could find that was long enough to go over our whole window. So yeah, Charlie hung those for me. We got the curtains at Bed Bath & Beyond. Those were expensive. I won't lie to you. Those were pretty expensive because we wanted nice, like room darkening ones because the sun shines like directly in our windows when the sun goes down, and when it's like 90 degrees out and then you've got the sun shining, it's so hot in this room. So we needed something to like completely shut that off and stop the sun from getting in. And it's also nice, like when we want to watch a movie, we just close the shades and it's completely dark in here. So we splurged and spent a little more money on those. But you could just get cheap ones if you wanted them just for the looks. Like in our dining room, they don't even cover the windows. They're literally just for looks, that I got at TJ Maxx for $25 for both of them. So you can go cheap. I didn't, just because we wanted the functionality, but if you don't care about the functionality and you just want them purely for the looks, you can go pretty cheap with them. Sorry, my throat is very dry today. So yeah, we got our coffee table. We got a little coffee table and a side table, both at Big Lots. I believe together they were like maybe $200. And then I just like bought decorations here and there. I can kind of show you. So I got this pillow at TJ Maxx and some wood. And then like literally all this stuff is pretty much from TJ Maxx. My whole house is TJ Maxx. Our air conditioner, because it gets so hot in here. My parents got us these cute little lamps, I think at Walmart, honestly. And those weren't too crazy expensive. And then we've got the pillows on the couch and all that fun stuff. Okay, this is our TV stand that we bought. I got this cute little tote that I just threw blankets in. That's always a good thing. If you have extra space, so I've got blankets there, I've got blankets there, like, always throw a blanket down, because if you've got extra space, why not, right? Charlie got this fireplace insert, I think off Amazon. I don't remember how much it was, but I mean, it literally like transformed the look, because before it was just like an open, well, it had an ugly gold insert and we hated it, so we took it out, and then it left us with like this, just basically a hole in our fireplace. So Charlie bought that and it looks amazing. I bought the giant clock at TJ Maxx for 20 bucks. So yeah, just like little things you can find and you can make a room look super cute. Okay, I'm going to share one of my secrets with you guys, because I promised you I would share my secrets and my tips. So, one secret, it's not really a secret, that I have is when you're installing curtain rods, do not put them right above the window frame. When you do that, it makes your room look super small. It makes your windows look short. It looks bad. Don't do that. Don't ever, ever, ever do that. When I see people doing that, I just want to like, ah! I always hang our curtain rods 3 inches from the ceiling. So they're not right up to the ceiling. They've got a little bit, but it completely transforms the look of your windows. I'm telling you. If our curtain rods were down on the window frame, they would look so bad. They would look so bad. So don't do that. If you would like one of my tips, always hang your curtain rods 3 inches from the ceiling. That's what I do. I hang it 3 inches from the ceiling, and then, okay, I'll show you. So 3 inches from the ceiling, and then over on the sides, I hang it a foot from the window. So on both sides, I've got it going out 12 inches so that when you open your curtains, you can see the full window. That's what you want. Because when you can see the full window, it really helps to like frame in your window and make it look just like amazing. So let me see if I can back up a little bit more. Just like look at how open and beautiful those windows look. Like it doesn't get any better than that. So yeah, never put your curtain rods right on the window frame. Just don't do it. Don't ever do it. Okay, so now you guys know my secret to how my fireplace got to looking like that. It was only 200 bucks. I didn't pay thousands of dollars for my fireplace. I paid $200 and I did it all myself. So that is my secret. That is my little secret that I've kept locked up. Not really. I've told pretty much everyone that has asked me. Actually, one of our friends like did it to their fireplace. So yes, if you would like to do that, I recommend doing it. It makes your room look completely different. It's amazing. Yeah, so that's how we transformed our living room. Sorry that I don't have a how-to video. I wish I did. And I will definitely be taking videos from now on of all the things that I do. It's supposed to rain tomorrow and Charlie and I have Thursdays off, so I'm going to see maybe if he wants to start a project with me. And if he does, I will record it. And if he doesn't, I'm gonna do it by myself some other time. So either way, you'll probably be getting that video soon. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for doing life with me, even though you didn't really, you just kind of watched me talk. Sorry. Yeah, that's how we did our living room. Those are the things we did. Those are the things I bought, or we bought, Charlie bought. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you would like to make your room look amazing, maybe follow some of these tips. I'm a horrible linker. Also, a little full of myself when it comes to my living room because I think it looks really good. If you think it looks bad, you don't have to do anything I do. Do your own thing. Seriously, do your own thing, because like it's so much fun to go into people's houses and just be able to see their personality shining through. So if you don't like what I do, no hard feelings at all. I totally get it. Like, this is not everyone's style. That's totally fine. I just made this video in case it is your style and you wanted to know what I did. So, yeah. Thanks for doing life with me. I will see you in my next video, and until then, I don't know, have fun, live life, do you. Okay, bye!